Hello, and welcome back, my broken viewers.
Nope.
Ugh, I'm not supposed to call you that on camera. Losing control. It's something we all do from time to time. And while the internet is full of perfect models of self-discipline and restraint, sometimes we're actually not in control of our experience. But when consumers have no control over their experience with your marketing, they feel scared, powerless, or maybe even angry. That translates to fewer sales. And the worst part is, you might not even know it's happening. Thankfully, copywriter and marketing strategist Rob Marsh joins us today to tell us about all the unfortunate things that can happen when your website breaks the flow of your sales message and how you can do a better job guiding your users. If your website experience is more choose your own adventure than carefully crafted tour de force, then flip to page 33 now to take the mess out of your messaging. Welcome to Marketing is Broken, your upsettingly accurate weekly source of marketing wisdom. I'm your host, Josh Broughton, and today we're talking about the deep, dark secret your website's been hiding. What if I told you your website has secretly been a salesperson this whole time? And even worse, it's leaving your crucial sales conversations up to chance. If your website is supposed to slay at selling, and hot tip, it is, then you probably need some more control over that sales converthurman. See what I did there? You'd never tell a prospective customer about your pricing before sharing your product or service's benefits, soothing their objections, and showing proof that other customers are satisfied. But most websites allow users to navigate freely without pushing them in one direction or the other. And that means people might see your message in the wrong order, or not at all. Thankfully, copywriter and marketing strategist Rob Marsh is here to save us from wishy-washy what-if websites. Tell me a little bit more about sales messaging. How do you go from understanding and mapping out the flow of your message? So you've got your ads, informational content, sales copy, etc. How do you map that all out?
Yeah. So when you think about sales messaging, I think there's a couple of different ways or approaches that we have. So, you might think about like going to buy a car, right? And you're talking to an actual salesperson, or you're online on a website and you're getting some kind of a message. Sometimes it's a sales message, oftentimes it's not. But so yeah, as you think about the sales message itself, you need to think about the context. Where is this happening? And you need to envision it like a real sales conversation, especially if you're online. So you wouldn't necessarily, if somebody showed up and said, "Hey, I'm interested in your product or whatever," you wouldn't necessarily launch into the price or a pitch. You take a minute and find out what is the need that customer has. Why are they looking for the thing that they're here to buy? And a good salesperson will do that. They'll talk to them, they'll find out a little bit about them, and then they'll customize what they're going to say about the product for that person so that they make sure that it's actually going to, assuming that it does meet their needs, if they're ethical, the thing that they're talking about is actually going to help them solve a problem. And then they're going to work through the objections that somebody might have. And all of that stuff happens before they make the offer, what they get, what the price point is, what the bonuses might be, those kinds of things. And so, yeah, when you think about sales messaging, or even a website, that's the kind of thing that you need to be thinking through before you start writing copy.
Perfect. So, now understanding that we got to get a context for, where the person is at that we're going to be talking to and what their needs are. Where does the website kind of come into all of that? So should the website, is it the website's job to sell to the consumer, to inform? How do you take that context, what the consumer wants, and kind of map that all out to the website's job,
Yeah, that's a great question. So in my opinion, your website is your best salesman or salesperson, right? It's somebody who's there 24/7. They don't take vacations. They're always able to provide the information that your customer wants. But most websites don't do that thing that we just talked about. Most websites show up and they say something like, "Hey, this is the best project management software in the world." And then maybe they run through a few features on the page, and they're not really controlling a sales message. They're not relating it to the customer's needs. And oftentimes, the way that somebody's going to go through the websites, they'll see that big headline at first. They might scan through the page, but then they're going to jump right to that pricing page, and they're going to make a decision based on the price before you've had an opportunity to communicate to them what even this is going to do to make their life better, right? So the purpose of your website for most businesses is this brochure, right? It's this thing that maybe a salesperson would use to support, but it's not actually communicating like a salesperson. A good website really needs to act like that, part of your sales team. And maybe even, more people should consider having a dedicated sales page, especially if you're driving paid traffic. Instead of going to a home page where a customer is going to jump all over and figure out, what do they want to see, send that traffic to a sales page that actually goes through that message that we just talked about, so that you are controlling that sales conversation.
Yeah, no, that's a great point there. So kind of having different destinations for different contexts and understanding
Absolutely.
how they all play together. So what is a copywriter's role in all of this? What would you say you actually do?
Yeah. So again, this is one thing where a lot of people think of copywriters as the person who's going to come in and write the fun stuff or make the words sound good, right? And in the right way to approach that is totally different. So you're not looking for the right words. Like we were talking about at the very beginning, it's not about getting the commas in the right place or the right words. It's about the right message. So a good copywriter is going to help you discover what the pains and the problems that your customer is feeling that your product is designed to help solve. And then they're also going to help you discover the words that those customers are using to talk about your product, so that when you use those same words, the customer is thinking, they totally understand me. They're in my heads. They're saying the things that I'm feeling. And that's not about getting, a funny headline or, making sort of, an interesting joke in the copy. That's about talking to your client or to your customer with the exact words that they use. And so that's what a good copywriter is going to help you do.
Rob Marsh, great points. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Josh.
There you have it, folks. Feel free to tweet recklessly, let your social media channels wither on the vine, and blog on irrelevant topics to your heart's content. But whatever you do, don't break your sales message flow. Hey, it's Josh from Brandish Insights. Thank you for watching Marketing is Broken. If you like this week's episode, please click below to subscribe or check out other episodes. And if your company could use more insights around your branding efforts, check out brandishinsights.com.